Ms. Carlson, since you're joining us tonight, you want to lead us?
Sure. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Chairman update. All right, so we had the town budget meeting on Thursday. I think it's pretty clear the situation that the town is in, both the municipal as well as the school side. We're all one community. We are in one massive situation across the board. I would like to address some of the comments that we're seeing on social media in regards to the superintendent lining her pockets. I'm going to state this now. Her salary is voted on by this board in public. It is public record. All of our financial activities are done and are available through public record. If you have evidence, bring it forward. Otherwise, stop, because the misinformation is not going to continue. Superintendent has my full support, and I will continue to support the integrity that she's provided our students from the time that she's been here until the time that she leaves. And that's all I have to say. So we'll go to citizens' comments. We'll start in the room. Any citizens' comments?
I should have said.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Selectman Donahue.
Good evening, Nick Donahue, 15 Buck Hill Road here in Thompson, Connecticut. Also your first selectman. Thank you for a great budget presentation the other night. And I know today was kind of a unique day this morning. There was a bit of unique press. I want to say great job for handling that incident this morning, and keep moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
May I make a comment?
We have board member comments.
Well, no, I want to address an issue that you just brought up.
Let me do the Zoom comments first.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Any citizens' comments in the Zoom? Going once. Going twice. Sold. Kathleen.
Okay. As past chair and as a private citizen, Kathleen Herbert, 122
Sorry.
Wilsonville Road. As past chair of this board and as a private citizen, we have done our research. Melinda, who has done, Ms. Smith, has done a fantastic job in bringing this school forward and progressing this school as to where it is today, is one of the lowest, and go out and do the research, the lowest paid superintendents in this region. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Thank you, Kathleen. All right. Moving on. Finance Director report.
Just the good news.
Well, you know, that's what we're providing for you.
Anyway. Well,
Never
anyway.
provides us.
Everybody. Revised budget is unchanged at $21.8 million. Our year-to-date spending is $13.7 million right now, 62.9% of the budget, a little bit behind where we were last year. Year-to-date encumbrances are running slightly ahead. We've already started to try to trim those back because obviously we have our challenges in pupil services. However, we are making a valiant effort to try to still finish the year in the black. I know it's going to be a complete uphill battle, but everybody in the district has really jumped in, and they're trying to restrain any spending that they can. Obviously, well, my God, we're already coming up. I feel like we're coming up on the end of the school year already. We've got a little ways to go, but it'll be here before we know it. So
But we
hopefully
did
we
ask
can
for
keep
a
a lid on it.
supplemental allocation from the Board of Finance.
Right, which unfortunately more than likely will be needed, but I'll always try to come into the black as best we can. But it's probably a long shot, but we're doing what we can. Projected spending of $21.7 million, 99.9% of the budget. That's a little bit ahead of where we were last year, and as we mentioned last month, this includes every lever we could pull. Yeah, the special ed excess cost payments, which I want to raise a point there. Our first payment actually came in a little higher than we had projected at $74,000. So, I mean, it's peanuts, but it was nice to see a number in that category bigger than we expected. It's the first time in a long time. Two departments, as usual, projected to be over budget. Pupil services, projected deficit of $357,000. It's the same drivers we've talked about from month to month. Out-of-district placements at $570,000 over, and RBT and related spending at $193,000, offset by lower special ed transportation costs and a couple of minor salary positives there too. And ESY, that won't change from month to month, so that's the same $5,000 that we've been talking about. Any questions? Great.
All right. Facilities, is Mr. Birch with us? No, he's, okay. All right. I think that's it for that, correct? All right, on to approval of minutes. We have the budget meeting from February 2nd, a regular meeting from February 9th, special meeting from February 22nd, and a budget meeting on February 22nd.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for the budget meeting on February 2nd, the regular meeting on February 9th, the special meeting on February 26th, and the budget meeting on February 26th.
Second. Any discussion on the minutes? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? That passes. All right. Subcommittee update.
Okay,
Start with communication.
yes, we had a meeting on February 26th. It was pretty jam-packed, so I'm going to give you the quickest version I can. We discussed a bunch of ongoing initiatives like the Did You Know campaign, the student spotlights and the pathway spotlights. We talked about promoting the TMHS collaboration and community service projects. Many of them have been promoted, but there were a few that we need to get out there. We talked about the incentive program and how that is doing. Talked about doing a slightly better job with the sports promotions in terms of promoting senior nights and things like that, and sponsorships in the next year. We talked about letter writing campaign, which hopefully everybody has seen by now. And Jess is going to be taking what we have for signatures on Wednesday. So if you still are looking to sign and haven't, you have another opportunity to do so at the town hall tomorrow at 6:30 to 7, right before the Board of Finance meeting. New initiatives, we talked about the annual surveys that we typically do with parents, student, and staff, and this year we are going to just focus on the staff survey.
The staff and parents.
This year. And that will be for a little while still. I think we're shooting for next month, possibly.
Yes,
But it's the same survey that we did last year, and we're going to use it for comparative data against what we got for information last year. The Leadership Local Government Roundtable is planned and ready to go. It's for March 27th. We had the students already do their research. They did many of their shadows, though some of the shadows will happen day of, if it's a town hall sort of function. And then those students and our local leaders that were involved in this year's roundtable will get together for a luncheon where we can hear from the students what they learned and see some of their promotional material. We talked about the capstone and how this year, how we're trying to do some marketing, having community stakeholders, the possibility of incorporating some kind of video shorts or something from last year, so that we can just make sure our community knows more about what the capstone process is that may not be part of our school community. Following up with the same sort of things that we've done last year regarding college acceptance or decision day for both college-bound students as well as for employment-bound students. and that is May 1st. So we're looking to do something at or around that time frame. We discussed the TMHS pathway development and a couple of ideas that are moving forward with that. The adult evening education opportunities, one being welding with the potential for maybe more in the future. We've discussed the upcoming referendum vote communication, and just how to get the word out regarding that to our family and our families and community. And then lastly was to kind of just brainstorm a little bit more as to how we can do a better job communicating with our community, both about budgets as well as successes that the school has. So that was discussed, and our next meeting is in April 4th.
Okay, thank you. Policy.
Well, we had a busy and productive meeting, but not nearly. Be in your shadow. So we discussed three policies and sent to the board for approval later in this meeting. The first being student dress. We wanted to keep it simple yet practical and enforceable. And our committee, to the superintendent, we wanted to just make sure that these policies are enforced broadly and correctly and not discriminatorily, which I think that was one of our major problems. So that's the summary of that, and it's a revised. Actually, we had a very minor policy before, so it's a revised policy and it's much more straightforward. And the tuition waiver policy, just one minor change to that, and basically it was from May to will on supplemental tuition. But the other thing was just to reinforce that we can do that. It's at the superintendent's discretion to waive tuition. And the third one was the behavior reporting form, and that was yeah, and that was basically shortening that and streamlining that and making it more modern form. So, and that's that.
Okay, thank you. All right, superintendent report.
Okay, well, we're off from a very busy week of last week being NEAS, Cereal Challenge, and rolling right into Willy Wonka. So the district's been a bit busy. As far as enrollment goes, there's no change at Mary R. Fisher. We have 326 students. We do have a decline of 3 students at the middle school from 280 to 277. And at our high school, we have a reduction of 1 student. For a total of 772 students. That's down 4 students from last month. Last month we had 776 students.
May I ask a question regarding the enrollment?
Yes.
Usually when there's three students in 1 month is a big change. Was that one family?
It looked like they all went to Texas. I looked
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
It was 4 students. Yeah.
Okay.
They all
right. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I looked too because I was like, whoa, what's
Yeah.
happening here?
Thank you. Proceed.
And that is our enrollment report.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Yep.
So I am so pleased to invite Principal Mellon, Cindy Willett, Tracy Williams, who, along with their colleagues back at Turtle Rock Memorial High School, were instrumental over the past 2 years of implementing the recommendations and suggestions made by the visiting team from NEAS at that time. And you know that we had a visit last week, and they're going to get into the very specifics of the visit. We don't get a formal report until June, but they were kind enough to give us some written feedback, which I think they're going to share with us tonight. So I'm welcoming Principal Mellon, Cindy, and Tracy.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. So I spoke out last, I think it was Wednesday? Is that
Yes.
Wednesday? Time's going fast. About this a little bit. I read the last summary page. But first, before I get into actually the report, I want to thank Tracy and Cindy for their tremendous amount of effort, along with the rest of my team, including Deb Spinelli. This really started day one when I got hired in that first summer, and it's continued all the way until last week. And then 2 years from now, we'll do another report out. It won't be another extensive visit, but we do have some goals. All the goals that they gave us are pretty much things that we asked them to put in the report, things we wanted to improve upon even further. So it's a centennial visit. Every 10 years this happens. It comes from, what is NEASC? It's New England Association of Schools and Colleges. They're an independent, voluntary, nonprofit organization that accredits public, independent international schools. To be accredited is a very, very important thing for a high school. It was a very rigorous process, dating all the way back to a couple of years ago to this endpoint. I would say hundreds, if not close to 1,000 hours have probably been put into this, whether it's report writing or varying our schedule, doing what's best for students, looking at intervention programs, trying to improve culture and climate. All these things went into it. And again, very supported by my team, and then some. They're a truly amazing group of people to work with. And really, so the accreditation signals to families that a school meets rigorous, regularly reviewed, and objective educational standards. One of the things that they kept telling us was, especially at the end, was usually you don't get this much praise. Actually, to the point where they started leaving out commendations because they felt it was too many, but those will be included in their final report. So needless to say, it really went very, very well. Again, testament to the staff I have and a great group of students. At this point, I will turn it over to Tracy and Cindy, and you'll hear from me again in a little bit.
So I'm just going to give you a quick overview of the accreditation process, which started 2 years ago with the collaborative visit in February of 2024. And at that point, we set our 4 priority area goals to work on. We attended shortly thereafter. Some of the members of the steering committee attended a collaborative conference that NEAS put on, and that was really amazingly beneficial to us as a group, because there we saw a school put on a presentation about a flex block and their use of adaptive scheduler in Power School to make that run. And it was like, here's the information you need on a platter. It was fabulous. We have been working in the 2 years since then to develop the different plans, working to put in place those processes we need to meet our growth, to meet our priority areas. We had to write and produce fairly lengthy report for the group that was coming to look at what we've done, and then of course the visit itself, which was last week, and it was a great visit.
I just wanted to recognize the visiting team that came, and of course a NEAS visiting team is headed up by a visiting chair, and sometimes they are actively practicing in education. We were fortunate to have we got Paul Smith, who has recently retired but has since been called back to be an interim superintendent, and when you're good, these things happen. So he is retired, but he works for NEAS and does these visits. The rest of the team were teachers from other districts, as well as an assistant superintendent. So these are educators who come from the outside to see what's going on our inside. So what's cool is that 3 of the educators that came for the collaborative visit came back to see the growth that we've made. So it's really satisfying for us to share that growth with them, and also for them to feel as though, I hope they feel as though they were a part of it. So that was just really great. So we want to thank the visiting team publicly for coming out. And of course, they had to take their time to come do this, and it's a lot of work for them to put the reports together. So we're really grateful for that.
So thank you, Tracy and Cindy. So moving to the next slide. So what were the major contributors to our success? So first and foremost, our Tiger Block. That's the period that happens every other day. 2B, it provides a system to effectively incorporate learning interventions, enrichment opportunities, and activities, and is an essential component of the TMHS schedule, enhancing student learning and enriching our learning environment. For our staff, who've been creating authentic and creative learning experiences for our students, we revamped the entire curriculum in every single subject area, which was a huge undertaking. They were quite impressed about how well we did that in a timely fashion. Obviously, we're going to go back, look at it again, always going to fine tune that curriculum that the staff created, but again, that was one of their focus points for commending us. Grant funding, this goes out to the public as well. I tallied up, just in my time here, $2.1 million in grant funding to help sustain our programs at the high school. So Superintendent Smith is certainly well deserving of whatever salary she gets, because she's out there every single day working tirelessly to get the best for our students and our teachers. So thank you, Superintendent Smith. The inclusion of grant-funded career pathway coordinator. We have Michelle Walworth this past year. She assists with our pathway teachers, establishes strong business and community partnerships, and introduces our students to post-secondary career opportunities, which is vital for them to thrive, especially those students that aren't going on to college. Making sure every one of our students leaves here with an idea of a solid job that they could obtain once they graduate high school. Again, continuing contributors, community partnerships, the numerous and well-established career pathways, as I mentioned, diverse programming in STEM and humanities despite being a smaller school, they noted. So again, these are all things that the NEAS team noted. Welcoming, supportive, and nurturing environment created by dedicated faculty and staff of the school. College credit course offerings, which enables TMHS students to earn college credit at little or no cost, helping to make a college education more affordable. The portrait of our graduate, which drives the school's beliefs about learning. Our capstone showcase requirements, which encourage students to identify for themselves how their work reflects their growth and mastery, and which attributes to the portrait of the graduate. And then the freshman seminar course that introduces students to the experiences, expectations of the high school, as well as the portrait of the graduate. Any questions so far? Okay, so now we're gonna move on to next steps, and I'll turn it back over to Tracy and Cindy.
I'm going to just talk briefly about the tire block, which has really become so foundational for the success of the school. It has provided for us the system and the time for a specific protocol for intervention. It also allows us time for enrichment and activities and teacher collaboration. So this one shift in schedule has made an enormous difference to the school. We were very proud of the fact that the visiting chair asked us to submit a proposal for us to present at the next annual NEAS conference about, he suggested we could call it school turnaround through Flex Block. But he said it was time for us to stop sitting in the audience and start presenting our own ideas, because he thinks schools would be very excited to hear about the work we've achieved. And I'm just going to read a little piece from the preliminary report, which has to do with tire block. The meticulously executed implementation and commitment to continuous planning of the school's tire block have resulted in efficient means for intervention while allowing for a block of time for enrichment and activities, as well as a creative and meaningful use of time for teachers and the administration.
Some other key next steps for us as we continue to work is to keep that tiger block and keep the time that we need to look at the curriculum and continue with a revision cycle with fidelity, and really which will allow us to do what's best for our students. We also, although we do, just like the communications committee, we do so much work to promote our students and their accomplishments, and to reach down to the middle school and build relationships between the high school and middle school students and staff. They recognized, it's just we need to continue to do that and find new ways to, they recognize the disconnect between what is our reality in the school building and what people seem to not understand is our reality in the school building. So, we need to just continue to work at that, find other ways, and keep that enrollment up and let our community know that we're working hard for our students and our students are thriving here. And then, the need to continue to pursue grant opportunities so that we can support ongoing programming. And I know Principal Mellon mentioned it already, but the amount of grant funding that we receive through the hard work of, I know particularly Mrs. Smith, it's so pivotal for the support of our school. It's just a little, it's a little scary when you think if we don't get that grant funding, what could happen. So I just think about the contributions even of Michelle Walworth this year and all she's doing with our students to ensure that they have that concrete plan, as Mr. Mellon stated. It's just, it's amazing the work that she's doing, and to think it could go away is just, I hope it doesn't. So I just wanted to mention that those are some key next steps that the NEAS team recognized for us, and as Mr. Mellon said earlier, those were steps that we intended to continue to take, but it is good to have the priorities out there for everyone. So, Mr. Mellon.
I got the most sides because I'm the principal.
Yes.
So. One thing before I go over my last couple slides, the importance to just the community and the middle school parents just knowing what a hidden gem that they have up here. It is truly an amazing school, and we still have that habit of our students getting poached to other schools. I mean, it's right here. This is the school in the Northeast Corridor. Again, I would send my own kids here. I've been trying to get my younger one to leave Lincoln, but he's embedded in there. It truly is the staff, the support from the people at this table, and the students that we have, like Maddie over here. It really just makes everything an awesome place to be. Not every day and every hour, but the majority of the time.
That's right.
So really the highlighted statements from the preliminary report. I read this at the last meeting I was at, but just some highlights. Really important things that we need to let people know about. Students rely on the school for the stability it offers and know that there is a promise of preparation for post-secondary education and or career development. The teachers and staff of Team HS are coaches, mentors, and heroes who willingly wear many hats and make sure that every student receives individual attention and guidance. I've been at a lot of different schools between teaching and being a principal. This, I believe, is my sixth school overall. And one of the things I do notice here, and it happened at my last middle school a little bit, but here the teachers take on so many different jobs and support one another. And this is well after hours, well after the school is closed. So I just want to thank them again for what they do. They are the kids' heroes. Another point, with notable growth in academic performance, an increase in attendance, and a higher level of graduation rates, the high school has accomplished, this is really incredible, in 2 years, what most high schools aspire to achieve in 5 to 8 years. I think that's very, very telling. Despite challenges such as budget reductions and staff losses, teachers remain dedicated to meeting student needs to maintain this level of success. It is critical for the school to secure ongoing support from the town. And then we wanted to thank some people here. Obviously, our students, we're very proud of your contributions to the visit, your tours that you helped guide people around, the meetings and the showcase of your work, the Board of Ed and Mrs. Smith for supporting our work, TMHS administration, teachers and paraeducators for the commitment to achieving NEAS standards and goals for their strong dedication to Turtle Lot. Bill Birch and his team for the preparation of the facility and upkeep of the grounds despite challenging weather. Obviously, Chef Zengraf and his culinary students preparing and serving delicious lunches and other sustenance needs for the visiting team. I think it definitely helped with the report. Danielle, obviously, and Melinda for arranging the accommodations, the meals and gifts. The team was highly complimentary of the Watson Boutique, so thank you for that. District admin for taking the time to meet with and provide input for the visiting team's report. Donna O'Connell, our secretary, for processing visitors and arranging for coverage for teacher meetings, as well as Sandy Hassett for her work on beautifying the front foyer. the unsung heroes of our school, and then the tech department for their assistance preparing technology to suit the needs of the visiting team. So thank you all. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
I just want to take this opportunity to encourage everybody to show up on April 6th at 5:30 for the CMHS Showcase Night. It's a chance for everybody in town to come in and see what we're doing. So we hope to see lots of people there to get a sense of the different types of work kids are doing. There'll be some musical performances. There's going to be an art exhibition, so it'll be a great evening. Oh, and culinary sampling, so. Clear your appetite.
So we have our show, this is going to be our first year for our showcase grades 9 to 12. We also have, this is our second spring showcase for our seniors. And this is their culminating presentation about their alignment with our Portrait of a Graduate. It's basically our seniors telling their stories. And if you've been to one, I see some nods, they're pretty powerful. We are currently seeking members of the community to come and serve as judges, if you will, on the panel. Please email Danielle Pedersen if you're interested in being a part of that panel, being a part of any of the judging panels. We would love to have you into Turlock to see the great work of our students. So that's on March, we're going to be May 21st. Again, if you're able to come in and serve, we would really be appreciative. Please contact Danielle. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yes, Matt.
I have a comment and a couple easy questions.
Okay.
I'm very proud to be a very small part of what happened here last week. And there's a lot to do in those 2 years, and over the last 9 years, or the last 10 years since the last NEASC. But the other thing I want to say was the Portrait of a Graduate. I was on the committee when we did that. How many years ago was that? 4 or 5?
Oh, a little longer than that.
Yeah.
So it's been a while, and to see, so a lot of times, I'm thinking about like in the corporate world, a lot of times, HR people develop a thing, hey, this is what we're doing now, and then in a couple months it's gone. And so however many years it's been, feels like a while, but it's also flown by. It's impressive that we came up with this and that we've stuck with it and that everything has fallen in line, to these presentations. Is this the first full class or the second full class of the presentation? Second full class. So these kids, these students have grown up. All these students that are graduating this year are fully invested in the POG, and it's really impressive to see what's happened. So I'm very proud of everybody here and you guys, and so I know it's been a lot of work. And 2 easy questions. Has anybody from Thompson ever served on the NEASC committee, and is anybody planning on it?
Yes. I have, and I would love to go again. I wanted to get in again before we had our visit,
Yeah.
but yes, we have, and it's really quite an experience.
Mike Joyce, Deb, Jane.
Okay, I thought so. And so thank you for doing that, because that's also obviously a lot of work. And my second question, if somebody could just address more to the public than to us, what happens, not that it's going to happen this time, what happens if a high school loses their accreditation? I think I have an idea, but can you say it out loud and say how important it is? We know it's important. Please, and thank you.
Well, you want to go?
If you want to, go ahead.
Well, I could certainly speak on it.
You're the boss. You get
I'm not the boss, Maddie. Right, Maddie? So having a non-accredited high school, that's a huge black eye, not only for the high school, but for the district itself. We talk about recruitment and then retaining students. I think non-accredited high schools, aren't the place where people are going to want to raise their families in towns like that. So it has everlasting impacts.
What happens to the
College
students when they go to
acceptance
college?
as well.
Same impact on college acceptance. So if you're a non-accredited high school, that impacts students, going and venturing out to colleges, so it's a lot.
It's a big deal.
It's a big
So
deal.
this is a big deal.
Yeah, very big deal.
So, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or comments for the NEASC team?
Other than congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You
Very
guys did a
impressed.
phenomenal
Appreciate it.
job. Okay. FY26 school calendar updates.
So, because Mother Nature has not been very kind to us this year, I took a look at the calendar, and we do have one more professional development day on May 22nd. I am proposing to the board to make that a student day rather than a professional day. Although we do need the professional development time, I would like to have that day back as an insurance day. More importantly, if we have another day off, we're going to roll into Juneteenth, and that's going to cause all sorts of headaches, and then we'll have to roll into the following school week for makeup. So I'm proposing, we couldn't do it on March 6th because we had too many wheels in motion, but I'm proposing that we make May 22nd, 2026 a full school day and take away the professional development day.
And the 21st would still remain a half a day?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, because that is for the POG showcase.
Oh, yes. okay.
So we dismiss so that the teachers in
Yeah,
middle and
can
elementary can come up.
Yeah.
Do you need to motion that under new, to be added to new business, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So I'll need a motion to add the calendar to new business.
I will make a motion to add the calendar to new business, changing the 22nd to a full school day.
I'll second that.
Okay. All of those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. We'll add that to new business under B. All right. All right. Any old business? No old business. Okay. New business, policy approvals. First one is student dress.
I'll make a motion to approve the revised student dress, or is it revised? Revised student dress policy.
Okay. So you have Kathleen motions and Kristen seconds the new student dress, well, revised student dress policy. Motion and second. Any discussion? Matt?
When will this take effect? Next school year or tomorrow?
I would say we can get this out to everyone by next Monday.
Before it gets warm.
Yeah.
Yes, before it gets warm, exactly.
Thank you.
Although tomorrow.
Well, there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wear clothes, people.
All right. All right. All those in favor of the student dress policy, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. All right. Motion to approve the tuition fees / non-residence admission.
I'd like to make that motion to approve the minor change into the tuition waiver policy.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Kristen seconds. Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Moving on. All right, behavior reporting form.
I'll make a motion to accept the behavior reporting form as presented by the policy subcommittee.
I'll second that.
And Matt has the second. Any discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any
Abstentions.
opposition? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Policies are done.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and then fiscal year 2026 calendar change.
I'll make that motion.
Kathleen makes the motion.
Second.
Matt seconds it. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Correspondence, in your packet, you'll see a letter, email from Woodstock Academy that I had received that provides, they had seen the radio interview and had requested discussion, I asked for fiscal year 2027's tuition rate, as well as the tuitions for their special education programs, as well as a 5-year projection on tuition increases, which, while he provided fiscal year 2027, claimed he was unable to provide me an accurate projection for the next 5 fiscal years. I received the budgets from the 5 previous years from Conference Board of Ed. Over the past 5 years, it has averaged out to a 4.6 increase on all tuition lines to WA over the last 5 years. I think we can all agree 2 times 2 equals 4, 3 plus 1 also equals 4. I don't foresee the need for a $50,000 audit to determine what tuition would be if we were to outsource our students. Our enrollment reports are online. This letter is included in the packet. The numbers are on their letterhead. I did out the math for fiscal year 2027. I removed our current seniors. I accounted for a very conservative estimate of only keeping 50% of our 8th graders, which is not going to be accurate. We'd be keeping more than that, and it's still over $4 million a year. So I wanted to advise you of the correspondence. If you want to take action on that, you guys can make the motion to do so. However, I wanted to be transparent in the communications we were receiving. So. Okay. Citizens' comments? We'll go on Zoom. Any citizens' comments? Going once. Going twice. Sold. Citizens' comments in the room? Going once. Going twice. Sold. Board of Education comments? Going around the table. Heather?
I'm good.
Matt?
No, I've made my comments that Nia asked, so thank you.
Perfect. Kristen? Kathleen?
Not tonight.
Daniela?
Is this on the agenda?
It's just her
updated?
report.
Okay.
Yeah.
Frick.
Maddie?
Come on, Maddie.
No. I stated what I needed to say earlier, so motion to adjourn?
Second. Wow.
Adjourned. 7:43.
With a presentation, too.